Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 409th Knowledge Seekers Workshop here on Thursday, December 2nd, 2021. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond. I'll be a host once again in these weekly Knowledge Seekers Workshops. And once again, we are joined with Mr. Mehran Keshe of the Keshe Foundation, who is, as usual, eager and ready to begin today's teaching. Hello, Mr. Keshe.
Good morning, good day to you. As usual, whenever you listen to this series of Knowledge Seekers of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute, we welcome you back in a beautiful, what we call winter day in Northern Hemisphere, and hopefully in the coming time, when time comes, we talk about the weather in other part of the universe and what we see in the public teachings. It's not far from where we be very soon, and hopefully our knowledge seekers and scientists within the next 5 or 10 years will take us across this universe in a different ways and through different experiences. The humanity is getting ready for that change, for that, what I call opening, for us to see what's on the other side. What is beyond the village of Earth? What is actually for us to come to be, to enjoy, and to be part of. What is stored for mankind once he solves all his problems will be a fantastic time, an evolution in the course of the knowledge, a revolution in understanding a new way of living. Understanding physicality is not the only option, and understanding that physicality is only to what I call registered memories of the physical dimension. Human race is in for a big surprise. As we develop, as we extend, as we bring in new dimensions of understanding, we all be surprised by what's been in front of us and we have missed. What has been part of us and we never understood. What has been an extension to the knowledge we always had, but we never knew we possess. It's like living in a dual life. We always looked at the physicality side, but we never understood the dimension of what I call information of the universe, which is as our grasp, which is part of our life. I always said mankind lives in a schizophrenic life, in a dimension of physicality, and then it calls the other side a dream, because it is a dream. To be able to get to the other part of the universe by instant thinking and have it visualized and seeing it, or being next to your mother who died years ago, but now you're in touch with the soul and you physically see her, is a dream. But these dreams will become reality. Once the man understands, he leaves both dimensions. He has to understand, I manifest myself in a dimension of physical life to enjoy the physicality and the position. Doesn't matter on Earth or another dimension in the universe, but the central part, which is the soul, is expanded and touch and travels the span of the universe unconditionally. Mankind is for us the biggest surprise when mankind sees what is in store. In a simple way, in Keshe Foundation systems and technologies, enhancement units and others which will come, we try to introduce you more and more to this new dimension, to the dimension that we know, but we have never realized that it's been part of us. What I call, you call it a dream. Man in a physical dimension kills. Man in the physical dimension creates wars. Man in the physical dimension does everything else. But in the dimension of the freedom of the soul, none exists. And this is what man will understand. to live in the dimension of physicality, the same as dimension of the soul of the. In so many ways, mankind is in for a bigger shock in understanding the new, what I call himself, what has been in it and what has been missed by it. And in so many ways of understanding, man has become to understand the true nature of the man in the essence of the soul of the man. Mankind will learn in the coming time that he can live in both dimensions, physical and the soul. Soul will ask the physicality, touch it, let's see how it feels. And then the physicality looks at it, touches it, and the soul of the man feels it. This is what has been missing, and we have created the brain to filter this, the emotion of the physicality. But now the man's soul has access to the totality of the emotion and the soul of the man in the dimension of physicality, as much as the soul of the physicality and the emotion of physicality has access to the soul and the dimension of the emotion of the soul. Then the unison condition of the soul and emotion will create new dimensions, will create new feelings, will create new essence of living that man never knew. In the coming time, as we introduce more and more enhancement units, developments, we take you to that position. We bring you to see the reality. We bring you to understand the scope of life in the essence of dimensions of the unicos, not the dimension of the earth. But man has to be educated first, that when he goes out, does not create mayhem for himself and the others. The essence of the creation is the love of the creator who is created. And in so many ways, that essence will manifest itself in the coming time for man to see. In a way, we try to teach how to be the same as the creator, not just by word, not by true fear at the end of the world and the day of calamity, but by the day of joy, and in a way rejoicing in to understand that we feel what he feels and we live the way he lives. He being ourselves in the essence of the soul of the man, and in essence being the connector and a connection to the soul of the creator. The creator does not live in the dimension of the physicality, but through the essence of his created things carries, understands, and feels the emotion of the dimension of physicality. In the coming time, in the teachings to come, we will teach you how to get in touch with, to become, to be part of the essence of the emotion of the creator through the creation of the contact with the soul of the man. For many of you, these are words, but so many of you gradually will touch it and then you understand. Some of you listen to the teachings, some of you feel the teachings, and some of you have already heard it through the essence of the soul of the creator. As I said before, when we teach what all created in the universe, not in the essence of the word, but in the essence of the emotion, of the feeling of the teaching. And many of you will start learning that way and actually listening to the word. The words are, in a way, putting it in the pigeonholes. This is where it has to be. This is what this new emotion connects to. And this is what I am, what I'll be, and what and how I'm going to enjoy the time. The essence of the creation is not for man to have a good time and rob and steal and rape. The essence of the creation is to enjoy, to be able to give, to share, to be able to deliver the knowledge of the creator through the knowledge of the creation he has created. Mankind in time will come to understand. We go to work to live. In the coming time, we go out to teach in all dimensions of the creation, as we know whatever man needs in the point of some what I call creation and created will be available to him. This is the difference. Man, many of you ask, what are we going to do when everything is done, the peace comes and there is nothing whatever? The job of the man is through the soul of the man to become the universal teachers, to become the essence of sharing the knowledge of the Creator, becoming that mirror which reflects the beauty of the light of the Creator. This is what most of what we call the pure stars in the universe do. They don't shine from within, they shine from the surface to reflect the beauty of the light of the Creator. In many ways, mankind will mature to this knowledge in time when he is mature to understand the existence of his soul. Then his soul becomes the mirror of the knowledge of the Creator. Understanding this will bring a new dimension to man. There will be no need for factories to go to work for. There is no need to worry about what the next day will bring, because the day never finishes to have another day. Having another day and another next year and whatever does not exist in the dimension of Creator, because all of it is so joyful that there is no end to the day. We live through the dimension of the soul. The souls do not know day and night. The souls do not have time to rest. The souls do not create condition of mayhem, where the dimension of physicality does. I made man in the image of myself, which means he becomes the reflector of my essence of creation. In so many ways, mankind will become to understand the truth about the Creator. With it, will understand about himself, will understand what it means to be, to live, not to go to work to survive, but to go to work to give life to the others. Days never finishes, days never started. It's one continuous life of joy. It's one continuous life of giving and sharing. In a way, you already know this. Your soul never sleeps. The physicality needs to recover. But when you're asleep, as the soul works and is interacting with you and your dimension of physicality, you call it a dream. The dreams are the work of the soul of the man. The dreams are reality, but the man never knew how real it is. The dream of the man to achieve has already been achieved by the soul of the man. Many of you will come to understand this. We see this growth in the sides of the elevation of the understanding of the man in number of knowledge seekers, which gradually will reach to become that shining star, to become the reflector of the light of the Creator. Gradually, this will bring the others. We'll see pretenders. We see those who stay to the dimension of physicality because it gives them the dimension of understanding. We see what the mankind will achieve in the coming time is to become the messengers, the lights of the message of the knowledge of the Creator, as they have the access to both dimensions, like all other creatures of the Creator in the time to come. In so many paths the man will take will bring him to one point, is a circle. You can live in the dimension of the Adam, or you can live in the dimension of the Eve. But you have the facility to be in both dimensions, where the soul of the Adam and the Eve becomes the dimension of the emotion of the universe, in how we feel, in how we reflect the dimension of the existence. Mankind in time to come will be mature to understand the totality of the work. In so many paths the man will take will bring him to one position and one dimension. In the past, you've been taught about different religions, but at the end, it all brings you to one Creator, to the God, to whatever you might call it. To what we know is mankind will become to understand the difference between the reality of the time and the eventuality of the existence in the dimension of the time, where the time is non-existence, but the soul of the man creates that dimension of existence. This is one of the biggest mysteries of the universe, where the time doesn't exist, but by bringing the dimension of the no timeless into the dimension of physicality, which creates time for it. This is the beauty of the creation. The essence of the creator is still at the point of his creation, where the man has created a time of whatever he likes when he brings it into the dimension of physicality. Mankind has to become the children of God. Then he understands that the time does not exist in the dimension of the creator. Is the man or the dimension of physicality which creates a dimension of time and a space. I have said many times, if the universe did not have time, our scientists would not have said that the universe is expanding. It cannot expand if it isn't an extra room for it to expand into. And that room is the love of the creator, is the emotion of the existence, where its love converts into the matter of condition of the physicality, in the shape of the universes, in the shape of the man. The shape of the man in so many pathways is the same as the existence of the universes, is the emotion of the creator, the essence of the soul of the man in interaction with the dimension of physicality of this structure, what we call our earth, create the dimension of the physicality of the man. Man does not exist unless it interacts its soul with the soul of the planet, which creates the physicality of the man. So is the same. The soul of the man in interaction with the soul of the creator creates a dimension of the physicality. Mankind has to become kind to itself to understand how kind the creator has been to the man. Then we understand the totality, the knowledge, and the essence of the creation. We are the creators of space and time when we convert the love of the creator into the dimension of physicality. The soul of the man within the womb of the mother does not take shape, dimension, and the shape of the physicality till it interacts with the soul of the mother. And the soul of the mother itself interacts with the soul of the existence of the creator and the created, which is the child. Within, but conformity, understanding, but the dimension of the soul of the creator, preserving the space and time for man in a dimension. Then we understand the universe is timeless. The universe, the creator, has no time, as at all time is at the point of its what we call creation. It's a fountain of fields, it's a fountain of energy, and in so many ways regurgitates. I said this once to a child. You stand by a fountain and you see forever the fountain splits and spills the water. But where does it come from? It's the same water. When it falls, it goes back in the pool and again comes as a fountain. This is the essence of the creation and the creator. The pool has no time and space, but in a way holds the totality. And when it jets from the what we call the fountain spills the water up, it gives it the dimension and the beauty of how it looks. And then when it joins the water, it still is the water. We see it as the pool. The pool is the essence of the creation and the creator. And in so many ways, the drops from the fountain are the time lapse that each drop becomes one wall of existence on its own till it joins back into the pool. There is no difference between that and the essence of the creation. The totality is the creator. And the earth, the what we call galaxies and universes, are those little bubbles of water which spew out and have a time when it goes back and it becomes no time, but it joins the pool. When mankind understands this essence of creation, mankind becomes wise to understanding the totality. When you are within, you are one. I'm part of. But at some point, I become separated by essence of the creation and I'll return and go back to. This is the same with the essence of the creation of the soul of. We are that little bubble of water which spews out of this fountain. And in time, it has its time, its joy. It takes its own dimension and shape and then returns back to the totality. Mankind soon will understand this and strives to go back to the pool than being on its own in the dimension of a drop. That drop, which literally drops back into the ocean of the creation. Maybe, might be. We hope man, through the education of his soul, will understand this and understand the difference between the creation and the creator. Many ways, what you strive to have is what you already have, that you forgot totally, that is already been given. There is no need for striving, there is no need for doing things that could be wrong, but it brings the essence of the creation. It brings the dimension of understanding. It brings the totality. I have to take a break for 1 second. I have to answer the emergency call.
I'll play the GANS household reactor promotional video.
Water is the foundation of our life. It is part of every living creature. Pure water gives you the energy of nature. Now you can have this energy in your home. The Keshe Foundation Alkalizer and Energizer is designed for your daily well-being. It increases the pH of the water so your body can absorb more oxygen and stay in its natural condition during the day. Keshe Foundation Alkalizer and Energizer. Be pure like the water.
The new Vertical Enhancement Spaceship Unit. A plasma space technology to prepare humanity for transportation and transmutation in deep space. Essential processes are embedded to prevent mutations and psychosomatic conditions during deep space travel. This new system is designed to support upper body conditions, especially of the lungs and intestines, and can be targeted specifically for each organ. When inside the Vertical Enhancement Spaceship Unit, the body experiences balance in totality, enabling it to correct and rebalance all the fields within itself. The new Vertical Enhancement Spaceship Unit, a dimension in health and transportation never seen before.
The new Horizontal Enhancement Spaceship Unit, a space technology that allows you to work with the fields of the universe. Creating a wide range of plasma field interactions and conditions, it allows the body to process itself from any physical or emotional imbalance. Once this balanced condition is achieved, the soul and emotion of the man can follow to find their balance, elevating the whole of the man. The new Horizontal Enhancement Spaceship Unit. Technology of the future through advanced plasma knowledge.
Okay, just a reminder, we're on a break here right now as we await the arrival of Mr. Kesh back into our workshop here. So bear with us as we present some more of the wonderful products from the Kesh Foundation. Okay.
The revolutionary new Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit is due to be launched in June 2022, and in the same year is expected to fly passengers into space, to the moon and beyond for a day or even several days at a time. There is no need for the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit to carry food or medicine, as it is equipped with the latest space technology for transportation, transmutation and deep space operation. This extraordinary breakthrough technology ushers in a new era of travel without the need of fuel, food, or medicine, even during the longest excursions into deep space. Each spaceship unit has a 4-passenger capacity for long or short duration flights and has the capability to travel between cities on Earth in a matter of seconds to minutes, depending on the distance and speed. This ability to traverse massive distance in such incredibly short time is not just a breakthrough for human transport, it also completely revolutionizes the transportation of goods and cargo and will rapidly overcome the need for one of our most polluting practices, namely marine shipping, as it finally breaks us free not only from the combustion of heavy diesel, but from the combustion of any fuel for propulsion in the future. The Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit, a new paradigm in space travel, space medicine, and space technology.
Okay, I'm going to show the Christmas bundle advertisement once again here. So we get a good idea what's involved in each of these bundles, Christmas bundles.
Thank you very much, Rick. Sorry about this, but as many of you know, we are here in Vienna, sitting in the background, backing. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Kesh, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. We are here in Vienna, backing the 5+1 negotiating teams, and when the instruction comes and things needs to be done, has to be done as the world peace and what we are striving for will come out of the 5+1. And Keshe Foundation, with all his knowledge and might and power, is standing by, and when instruction comes or we have to do certain things to support teams in negotiations, we have to comply. New technologies, mankind become to understand the knowledge of the creator, and the knowledge of the creation is far, far beyond the understanding of the man. But in so many paths and directions, man can find these roads, man can find this knowledge, man can strive to understand it through his soul and then convert it into the knowledge of physicality. Here, we strive to create energy to survive. What about when we land through our soul in another dimension? Energy is abundant, but something else needs to be understood to exist, to enjoy the dimension and time. As I said, dimension and time is non-existence till the man, the fields of the creator, through his dimension, through his understanding, become physical, become part of that understanding of totality. The soul of the creator, which reflects through the soul of the man, will become one of the biggest enigmas to mankind, the soul and emotion. Mankind, the physical dimension and existence. Mankind, what he has created for itself as time. The creator is timeless. The life of the creator is timeless because it does not have that essence unless the created creates the slowness of his fields that in not the slowness to convert to creates that time. I'm in love with the lover, but I cannot show my love if I condition myself to where and how to show the love. Then I spend time on it to show it. And this is the dimension of the physicality. To show the love of the creator, I create time. Otherwise, I'm in time as same as the others. In this change, in this understanding, in this position, man will mature. Both in the dimension of the soul of physicality, both in the dimension of physical life. And then man will reflect, will understand to live through the light of what we call the soul of the man. Our planet does this. Why can't man do? Our planet is created from the essence of the fields of the sun. It does not kill to survive. It does not go and bash itself to the other planets to absorb their energies or other stars or whatever. It absorbs the energy of the light. In interacting with the energy and the fields of itself, absorbs the energy and what it needs for it to live. Between the earth and the sun is the size and the dimension of the emotion of the two in respect to each other. The way between the soul of the man and the soul of physicality of the man, within the gap of the brain of the man, we create the emotion of the man. There cannot be any more difference between the sun and the earth and the soul of the man and the soul of the physicality. When humanity matures enough to understand this, then maturity comes that it will not kill. It will receive the rays from the soul of the man to feed the physicality through the interaction of the fields without killing, without creating wars, without creating what we call changes which are not needed, as is not part of the process of the existence. Humanity has to understand to become that earth with the fields, that the interaction of its fields with the rays of the fields of his soul will give it the energy to exist in the dimension of physicality. Then man will not kill anywhere in the universe. Then man matures that the wars does not exist in trying to create life and maintain life. The pride of the man, the joy of the man will come out of the essence of understanding. The more he shares the knowledge and the beauty of the Creator, the more he can reflect and receive more. A cup, when it's full, cannot take a water, but when it overflows, can feed to others. Man should be the cup which is overflowing and is full, and he can continuously receive to give. And this, in essence, is the essence of the Creator and the creation. Now, put that cup in that fountain and become the feeder of the fountain directly into the cup. As the fountain feeds the cup overflows to fill in the pool, to keep a constant evolution and motion. We don't see that drops of the water which will drip from the fountain in the cup outside, in the fountain or in the cup. It only exists between the time when it leaves the fountain to the time when it lands in the cup. And then a collection of the totality of what that drop has added to the cup will overflow into the pool. And this is the truth about the creation. Our life is that drop, just enough to leave the fountain of the Creator and join back into the cup of another dimension, that itself become part of the totality, and then it joins into the bigger rivers of the pool. Now you understand, in essence, there was no time for the pool and there was no time for the cup. We created that time from the point of the separation from the fountain to the cup. And that's what the life of the man is, that drop. And how long it will take from it to leave the fountain of the creation and to rejoin back in another dimension. This is what we call time. In essence, the creation and the Creator has no time. It came from none and shall go back to none, as is the man who converts it to the point of the existence in the duration of his understanding in interaction with the physical dimension of this planet. Then we call that the life. Then in that life span, how much can be absorbed from the environment? If the fountain comes out at 2 degrees, and by the time when the drop hits the cup is 4 degrees, where that 2 has come from? Absorbing the energies of the environment, creating time and interacting with the environment is the time when that drop has elevated its knowledge till it reaches. And when it drops in that 4 degree as that added knowledge, that added information and energy, back to the cup, and every single drop which has been there before will benefit by it. This is how the man should be. That drop, that as he learns from the knowledge, by the time he gets to the point of delivery, he shares instantaneously with everything and everyone. Man should become that drop of water in the essence of the thirst of the man. Thirsty to receive. And when you take one drop of water into the body of the man, every cell of the man feels the beauty of the water and the essence of his receiving his energy. As has been said many times before, how come you're thirsty and when you drink a cup, suddenly everything in your body stops and absorbs and enjoys the existence and receiving that energy from it? This is what the man has to be. And this is what the essence of the creation is. And enjoy that short time, that short span, that little time that you are from the drop separating from the fountain, which is the womb of the mother, till you land and you end up in the earth at the point of death. But in essence, there is no time, but your soul will exist in the water of the cup and it become part of the totality. Now think, now understand, now be wise to enjoy the time and what you can absorb from the environment of your life that you can add to the others when you land in the cup. There was no time, that the time was created at the point of inception of the first molecules of the water to create that drop. And the time was created from the point of the fountain to the cup. And then the question comes, what are we fighting for? Why are we doing all these killings and mayhems for? Why have we chosen as the race of the man to create such a mayhem? And where shall it stop? But the question is, where did it begin to go wrong to get to this point? If we create the children of the man through the soul of the man, then the physicality of the man at every point knows that it receives everything it needs from it and shall not destroy or kill. When you're creating the dimension of physicality, you need the physicality to guarantee survival. But when you create the sun by its essence, in interaction of its fields, will create that life. And because it's created out of, it will give it the essence of the fields of the creation and the energy it needs. This is why we have brought you to this point to understand that from now on, by the birth of Mitra, the whole cycle of creation will reverse for humanity and the rest of the universe, where every life will be created from the soul, the way the dimension of the creation of the Creator has created the sun, and then from the interaction of the fields of itself with the environment in the womb of the mother will create the dimension of physicality. From the time to come, when you give birth to a child, you will see the soul first before the physicality. You feel the essence of the creation before you feel the physicality of the created. Mankind is for a very big surprise. Mitra shall be born in that direction and shall be all who born from it and exist at the time of his existence. The change of time. Instead of physicality feeding itself to being touched with the soul feeds the physicality, that the physicality does not need to destroy, to kill, to create that cycle of life. mankind will become very kind to itself through the understanding and operation of his soul. This is sacrosanct. This is important to us and to those who live around us and near us and through us. We will understand the pit of creation. We will understand the essence of creation. And then we understand the totality. Then we see how we have come to be in this dimension and direction. In understanding this, mankind will be kind to itself. Just 1 second, please.
Okay, I thought we could have a couple of moments of silence for giving from our souls to the negotiations happening in Vienna for world peace. So we can begin that and maybe carry that on for a few minutes until Mr. Kesh comes back.
Sorry about this. In position and time and understanding the totality, all of us will become wise to the new process of creation. We'll become wise to understand how our lives was created and how our lives shall be created. In understanding this, we all become mature to the time, the place, and position. We become wise to understand that our lives is part of the life of the Creator. We become the totality. We become part of understanding what the reality is and shall be in the essence of the creation. And then when mankind reaches this point, then it becomes essential for all of us to understand the process, to understand how we have become so redundant in understanding the totality. Maybe in a coming time, some of our people, what we call totality of their life, will become part of this life. And then we'll see how the humanity will progress to understand the essence of the creation, to become, to live within the structure of the creation. And then maybe in the coming time, humanity will become to understand how life has come to be. And then there is one question. How much of the life have I understood? How much of the and what happens to the point that when we become aware of it and then we become part of it, then we have to understand we have no choice. We have to bear the burden of bringing our soul and the soul of physicality to work, to be able to live, to be able to survive, to be able to be a part of the cycle of the creation. The birth of Mitra is the point of reference. The birth of Mitra on 21st of December is what we call the pinnacle point of the change for humanity and the race of the man. We have celebrated the birth of Mitra for thousands of years. In Christianity, we changed the date from 21st to 24th and 25th to suit, but be close enough to. In understanding this, mankind has no choice but to elevate itself and this, what we call the citizens of this planet, to understand the change to come, for them to be elevated, for them to live, for them to be part of, for them to elevate in the dimension of the soul of man. How far and how much shall we extend the knowledge of the soul of the man will depend on all the humanity. The burden of the elevation becomes the responsibility of all, and the level of elevation will depend on how all will elevate together. When that drop falls in the cup, all receive the same energy. When you drink that sip of water, every cell of the body of the man will feel the satisfaction of satisfying the thirst. The thirst has to come from the knowledge of what we call the creator and the creation, and not in the dimension of physicality and the matter of the man, where even that is needed. But man has to understand the separation and the totality between all. The truth and the knowledge is the same. It all depends according to the intelligence of the man, the body understands of it, and how much he wants to be the part of it. The time to come, humanity will receive the knowledge from the source through his soul. But he has to understand the change of time, the change of position, the change of understanding, and the change to what humanity will expect for all of us. Just 1 second, please. In understanding the totality will become part of it becomes crucial for knowledge seekers to strive to understand. Somebody's microphone is open.
Mr. Keshe, I open my mic too. We're occasionally losing a word or two of what you're saying, like a bandwidth issue there. I'm just wondering if they can make any adjustments, or is that just the way it is for today?
Can you hear better now? Can you?
Not sure. It only happens occasionally that we just lose a word. It sounds more like a bandwidth issue than a microphone issue. So I'm not sure if it's your position.
We are in this. It's our position. It'll be like this. We try to ratify it by next week. We are standing by, and we are part of the, as I said, supporting we are here to what we call support the negotiations in the background. So things come in, and we have to get different phones ringing and taking bandwidth up.
Okay, if it's a critical word that we're missing, then I'll try to ask you to repeat it, perhaps. But otherwise, we'll just carry on. Thank you. Yeah, if both of us remember. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. In understanding the totality, mankind needs to understand the reality of life. Not fictitious the way we've been told and been frightened of. The day of judgment, when we go to hell, when we do this and that will happen. We have to understand the life of the man is a progressive process. And according to the direction and dimension it takes, will dictate the dimension of the progress, the stage, and the understanding of the totality. The enhancement units, as we said before, are not there to help you with the cancer, are not there to help you with your Alzheimer's. But in a way, at the beginning, many of you will use it because you want to get rid of the pains of the physicality. But as you use these systems, you start becoming more and more aware of the work of your soul, aware of how to be in touch with and to see it. When you feel the existence of your soul, is like when the first time you hold your child in your hand. You appreciate his beauty, and then you start to match yourself that it falls with the pattern of his sleep. Why he cries and he wakes up to enjoy the time with. And it's the essence of the enhancement units, to bring you to that point, to give life and birth to your soul in the physicality of dimension of you, that you understand the beauty of your Creator. In essence, what we put to enhance is not to enhance your body, but is to enhance your soul in every dimension and foundation of the work, that you see its beauty. In a way, you gave life in the dimension of physicality to the soul, and the soul has been there hidden, but you work through it, and because of it, now with the enhancement unit, we elevate the condition that you enjoy the beauty of your soul. You see it, you feel it. And then as you adopted your child coming from you, you will understand this is another child which is the feeder of you, the creator of you in the essence of the connection, where your physical dimension led to its creation. These enhancement units are in that part, in essence, for understanding the totality, in essence, for being there to be able to see the elevation of the understanding between your soul and your physicality. Very recently, I watched and I saw that elevation with one knowledge seeker. The instant he entered the environment of the unit. And it was amazing to see how fast the soul of the man reaches the soul of physicality. But you have to be wise to capture it. You have to be wise to understand it. And you have to be wise to see it the way it wants you to see it, not the way you want to see it. You feel the emotion. And that is the touch where the soul of the man reaches the soul of physicality. In time of being in these systems, you gradually become graduates to understand, to live to the dimension of the soul. When you enter these systems, you understand different attributes of your soul, and then you become aware of the true essence of the creation. In a way, these systems is a gift from the knowledge of Mitra to mankind. And in time, she shall show you how to. She will guide you in where to. And she will manifest to you the beauty of the light of the Creator. I am servant to her. And in so many ways, the beauty of her existence will bring us the kindness of the way that the love of the Creator manifests itself within Mitra. Soon you will understand the true essence of love, not in the dimension of the physicality of the man, but in the dimension of the love of the Creator. We have to create the condition that this love for those who cannot manifest themselves in the dimension of is given the condition that it can grow on its own. Sometimes it might look harsh, sometimes it might bring joy, but the totality of life for man will become to be that part. Many times in the coming time, when we are in the presence of Mitra, we will see that light. We will enjoy her existence and her presence. As I always said, I'm servant to her service. And in time will bring us joy and educate many of us to be with understanding of totality. I hope today's teaching brought you an insight in what to come and what it needs to be done, and it clarified many things that you never knew that in time and existence in the dimension of physicality. If you'd like to go for a break, Rick, and we come back after the break. You got to realize that we are here on standby to the negotiations, and every now and then from now on during the negotiations, if we get a call, we have to break in that the advice needed to be given, or we receive the information that we have how to advise, as it happened this morning during the teaching. The elevation of the soul of the members of the negotiated team is part of the work of the Keshe Foundation Universal Council.
Couldn't hear the last couple of words there, Mr. Keshe.
Thank you very much. If you'd like to go through a break, and then we come back. Okay,
I thought I'd play the video A New Tomorrow that features your voice, Mr. Keshe, and anything else, maybe another ad or two, about 10 minutes for this break.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. So we'll take another interlude here and be back in about 10 minutes. This video called A New Tomorrow is an excerpt from one of the